Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, aka the Bod Father, and as always, I bring you guys awesome interviews. And today it is an honor and privilege to have Jenny Mann. She is the vocalist of Blameshift, and they have a new EP called Heart of Stone. It's out now, and they are out on tour with the Nearly Deeds until November 2nd, which will conclude in Nashville, Tennessee. And we're going to be talking to her about this new EP they got out. So, Jenny, how's it going?
It's going awesome. How are you?
Doing great, doing great. Glad to get you on the show. Let's jump right into this. What's impressed you the most about making this new EP, Heart of Stone? What's caught your eye about it, if anything?
I think that, it definitely was a different experience, at least for me as songwriter. Lyrical content-wise, it's definitely a little bit darker, a little bit more, I kind of delved in a little bit more into like personal topics and stuff like that I kind of was a little scared to do in the past. So it's definitely very honest and a little bit darker, but we're really proud of it.
Do you like this side, the darker side of the lyrics wise? Do you like it more?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like you walk a fine line about how much to give away, like in your lyrics, because it's very personal. So I think that kind of being able to express that and just giving that to the fans and kind of letting it all go like that is really it feels awesome. So
how was working with producer Eric Ron on this again?
He's incredible. He's been part of our team for a while now, and it's like having a fifth member. He really cares about the band, and he's like one of the biggest producers in rock now. We've been doing records with him since before he kind of got to the point he is now. He's doing the new Godsmack record now, so he's about to really blow up, and it's good to know that we have him on our side, and he's one of our best friends. So yeah, it's incredible.
And I think it's awesome that bands feel comfortable with their producers, because the more the relaxed the bands are, the more the stuff flows, and then the producer just steps in. And how hard does he push you guys on your music? Well,
we've in the past had other producers that they just press record. That's what they do. They press record and they let you guys, the band, do what they do. But a real good producer doesn't just do that. He, like you said, he pushes you to be better. He, if it's not good, he tells you. And sometimes it's brutally honest, but I think that's what makes a band better. We're not paying somebody to press the record button. We're paying somebody to make us better, and that's exactly what he does. And it's a really important part of our recording process. So
yeah, this EP sounds phenomenal. So I cannot wait to hear the finished product of Godsmack's album that he does. So very, very anxious.
It's gonna be, yeah. He's gonna transform that band for sure. It's gonna be awesome.
Any songs off this EP for you that stand out more possibly? I know these are like your kids, your favorite car, or whatever you like, but are there any that stand out?
I think When the Worst Gets Worse, we haven't released it as a single yet. We might do a lyric video or a video for it, possibly as just a third single. For me, we wrote that song with Eric. We went in with a couple of songs that we had written already, but that song we wrote from scratch with him, and it was about something that was really it was a really personal situation that was going on at the time that we were recording the EP. And that song to me just stands out. I love it, and it means a lot to me. So yeah, probably that song.
How much growth musically have you seen yourself and this band go through from album or EP to EP? Or has it just been more personal growth for each of you guys?
Oh, I mean, it's crazy the amount of growth that, from when we started from now. I mean, a lot of artists go from band to band. So they started a band when they're, 18, and then they're in a different band when they're 22, and then they're in a different band when they're 24, and they keep growing, and their band changes. But for me, this has been my only band. So all the growth I've ever done is in Blameshift. So you can really see it like if you want to go back and start from the beginning, you can see how we've grown, how we found our sound, how we found our, just kind of how we grew as musicians. And it's really cool. I wish I would have known then what I know now, but I think that's part of our journey,
Oh, sure. Yeah, definitely. I remember when I was playing music back in high school, and then starting out from where we did until where we got, it's like, oh, shit.
Exactly. You're like, oh, my God. And, some of our fans they love to go back and listen to, the first music we put out. And I'm like, please don't, just pretend that you just started, just check out the new, the newer stuff in the last few years. And no, they want to go back. They want to find it. They want to,
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Jeannie, do you guys do anything differently during the writing and recording process, to help you guys keep your minds fresh and open to not let the music get stale?
I feel like we definitely go into the studio with ideas written. What we try to do is not to, I think this is something that makes us a little different, and this is how Eric likes to work. We try not to have ideas completely done, verse, chorus, bridges, harmonies, everything like that, because they change. And once you get stuck with something, it's hard to get out of that. So with the way we write with him is that we kind of keep it real simple. We write verse chorus on an acoustic guitar, and we go in there, and that's when we really flesh it out. But I think a lot of bands will write an entire song and go in, and then it's hard to make changes because you're so set. You're set in your ways already. So that's a little bit different about how we approach making music with Eric, and it definitely works for us.
I thought this is really cool because this shows the dedication of bands, folks. If you don't understand when you're trying to get signed, and this is the work that you got to do when this next question I'm going to read to Jeannie here. So, Heart of Stone was released in mid-2016 while touring with New Year's Day, Siler, and My Enemies and I. Before that, you guys had been touring straight for nearly 8 years, guys. Now, that's a lot of time. So let's talk about that a little bit. Was that grueling for you all to say, hey, look, when's this ever going to break for us, when we're going to get that opportunity? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, I mean, back when we first started, it was all about getting signed, and we signed to a couple little labels, and, we had some little deals here and there, and, obviously, nothing ever is what it seems in the music business, and we just kept wanting to grow and wanting to tour. So that's what we did. We just kept, looking straight ahead and realizing that we're growing our business on the road. We're making fans. We're making money. So we just, kept our heads to the grindstone and just kept kind of just going ahead and touring and realizing that, this is where we need to be if we want to have a career. We don't have to be signed to a label. We don't, need all those things, but we need to be on the road. So that's what we've always done. That's been our mentality from the beginning. We always wanted to be a touring band. We never wanted to be a hometown hero band, and we never have been. We've always been a hardworking, independent touring band, and we make a living. We have a really, we have a great kind of life on the road. We're very happy. And yeah, I mean, there's so much I can say about being independent if you're able to, stay focused enough to do it.
For sure.
So.
Yeah. It's a grueling road, that's for sure.
Yes, it is. It certainly is.
What do you hope the fans take away from the EP or any of your guys' music once they start to listen to it?
I mean, I like to think that our music is, gives people hope, and it's even if the lyrical content is dark, it has hope in it. There's always like a turning point that will make someone feel like there's hope. And for me, that's what I always lyrically wanted to convey to our fans, and we've gotten a lot of people on especially on this EP that have told me, this Tell Me It's All Right really helped me through my divorce, or Monster really helped me when I just got out of jail. Like, I mean, these are just real things that I'm hearing from fans, like on this tour about our music, and it feels good. That's all you can hope for as a musician.
What can fans expect at a show from Blameshift who have not got to see you guys perform live yet?
We have a lot of energy. It's high energy. We don't stop from the second we start to the second we end. We have lights. We bring like a full show every night. Lighting. We have geysers that shoot fog, 20 feet into the air. We have a really good time, and the fans, like, they have a good time with us. You can just see the look on their faces is just fun, and that's what rock and roll is supposed to be. That's what music is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a fun experience, and that's what we bring to the table. So.
Exactly. Now, we're living in the digital era of recording albums and social media. Do you guys like this, and has it helped you guys more? I know you guys have done some Pledge Music stuff, but has the digital era actually helped you guys out more?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I forget what it's like to not have it, so it's kind of hard to picture what it was like before. But, I mean, listen, music is so easily accessible by people, whether they're paying for it or not. If a fan finds out about me through YouTube, and comes to a show and buys a VIP and gets a T-shirt and a CD, it makes it worth it, obviously. Mm-hmm. And I think with the digital era, I think we're able to reach more people, and in turn, that can never be a bad thing. I know a lot of people are saying music is dead, people aren't buying music, and yes, that is the case, but I do find that a lot of people that, are finding us through ways that are, Spotify and Pandora and all that stuff, they come to shows and they support. So I think it's a great thing. I mean, there's nothing we can do to go back in time, so we might as well be positive about it.
Yeah, I think
give it a good outlook.
and I think a lot of it does help bands these days, because back in the day, I mean, it was just word of mouth. You do flyers and mixtapes, things like that, just hoping somebody would hear it and come and see you guys.
Exactly.
And now it's just changed so much.
Yep, I agree.
Support-wise, is there a country or a region that stands out more or surprises you that you guys get support from that area?
The Midwest, for sure. We're from the East Coast, from New York. The East Coast is saturated with music and entertainment and just things to do. And the Midwest is rock and roll land. Like, that's where the hardcore rock and roll fans are, in my opinion. I know, like, the South, obviously, too. There's a lot of hardcore rock and roll fans in the South, but for us, support-wise, the Midwest has been very, very supportive of us.
What does Blameshift bring to the table for music that's not out there as of right now, if anything?
I just think, like I said before, touching on, what I said earlier, just positive, high-energy rock and roll that makes you feel good. And, a lot of stuff that you listen to, like, it's just, you feel like you're going through the motions. But I would like to hope that our, fans and listeners feel good when listening to our music. And, that's what we hope for.
What made you want to become a musician? What was that spark for you that said that's what I want to do right there?
For me, I've been a singer and a performer since I'm a kid. I grew up doing theater, and I just knew that I wanted to perform. I wanted to be on stage, and I wanted to be able to kind of show my art to people. And for me, but I transitioned from theater to like a band. When I just felt like theater wasn't really for me anymore. It wasn't, I was singing other people's music, other people, that to me is, I can never be in a cover band in a million years. That's just not, I love to sing, but it's not just about loving to sing, it's about loving to, express yourself with your own story, So yeah, for me, that's how it was. For Tim, my guitarist, who I started the band with, he started playing guitar after he found $100 bill in a supermarket when he was like 10 years old with his mom. Found $100 bill, and his mom let him get a guitar, and so that's how he started. And he's been playing in bands since he's 12. So yeah, it's in your blood,
If you could work with any musician that's passed or is alive, or any band that you like to bring back together that's split for a couple of days, who would it be, if anybody?
I mean, there's a lot of people that I would love to work with. I guess I would probably have to say Chester. I mean, I'm a huge Linkin Park since they've been a huge influence on me since since I was a kid, really. Their albums always were like really inspiring to me as a front person, and he was someone I always looked up to. So yeah, and it's just, you know, his passing obviously has just been like a shock to the rock and roll community, because they offered so much, and they influenced everyone. Every single band that's out right now can say that they've been influenced by them, you know?
Yeah,
crazy,
for sure.
But yeah, it would have to be Chester for sure.
For sure. Folks, Blameshift's EP Heart of Stone is out now. Go out and pick it up. You go online and buy it also digitally. They're out on tour until November 2nd with the Nearly Deeds. So get out and check this band out, support them. Jenny, how can folks stay in touch with you guys, buy some merchandise, tour dates? How can they do that?
Yeah, Facebook is the best way, facebook.com/Blameshift. We have a merch store there. We have all of our tour dates. We are on just about 2 weeks into our tour with the Nearly Dads, and we have another 2 weeks left, so make sure you come out to the show and say hello. Yeah, we love meeting all of our new fans, new friends around the country. So,
before I let you go, would you care to do a promo for the show?
Of course I will. Hey, this is Jenny from Blameshift, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great music coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and Uber City Radio. Thanks. I appreciate it, Jenny.
Thank you so much for having me.